Hey guys, what's going on? This is Bryce from cootyexpressions.org, and I'm bringing another music review. And this time I'm taking a look at 10th Avenue North's sophomore album, The Light Meets the Dark. This was done back in 2010 by Reunion Records, and this album's got about 11 tracks on it. So hopefully we can get through these real quickly. We'll start with track one, "Healing Begins." So for this one, this is the song where the album gets the title from. There's no title track for this one. What the phrase "the light meets the dark" is found in "Healing Begins," and this one I find has it's got a quiet beginning, a pretty decent tempo throughout, and it gets it's even when it gets louder, I find that the song is still peaceful, which is a pretty nice thing. The song addresses a person who puts up walls to hide the truth, about themselves or about their lives, and more specifically to hide it from other people. And the song really brings about an encouragement to bring these walls down. I think that's what the whole point of the message is behind this one. It's nice. I won't say it's one of 10th Avenue North's best, but it's probably I'd put it somewhere in the middle of the list of their songs myself. Um, Track two is "Strong Enough to Save," and in my opinion, this is the best song on the album. Um, this one, it's got again kind of a quiet beginning. However, this one goes into a real driving beat. Um, so, kind of branching off in the same theme, sort of from the first song. This one is addressing people who are broken and afraid, and it's proclaiming how Jesus will save them. Specifically, the ones who cry out His name, as the chorus says. Matter of fact, there's a lot of songs in this album that carry this theme about brokenness, and tries to get really personal. Falls a little bit short with that, but again, I'll probably talk more about that at the end. However, I mean I really do like this song. I think it's very nice and, dare I say, catchy. It's just I love the driving beat, the energy to it. It's just really nice. Track three is "You Are More." And this one I feel has a very similar style to "By Your Side" from the first album. Not necessarily the same rhythmic pattern for the lyrics, but definitely a similar sound, similar style with the phrasing and everything. This one's about a girl who struggles with her identity in Christ, and she's really focused a lot on her past mistakes. And the whole point of the song is to get her to realize that, she's all that is in the past now. She's more than that now because of her relationship with Jesus. So I do like this song. I'll explain towards the end though why I feel its connection to "By Your Side" hurts it a little bit, but I'll explain that at the end. Track four is "The Truth Is Who You Are." This one is it's pretty fast, but it's very quiet. It's a soft rock kind of a song, if you will. The point of the message of this song, what I have written down is, though it would be easier to discount Jesus, the singer admits that Jesus came. He is the real deal, and he is the truth. And he's basic. In other words, it'd be easier to discount him as fake or as a liar or things like that. But the bottom line is that the singer just can't. The fact of the matter is, Jesus is the truth. And the song gets this song gets a little bit brighter towards the end, but I think this one's good, and I believe this one was a single on the radio. Me personally, though, while I think this is a good song, I don't think it was single worthy. To be honest with you, I don't think it really has anything that makes it stand out above other 10th Avenue North songs. In fact, compared to a lot of other 10th Avenue North songs, this one really kind of loses itself in the crowd. It's more forgettable to something like, say, By Your Side, or in future albums, No Man Is an Island, or something like that. It actually kind of is forgettable compared to those. So again, a good song, not single worthy though, and I'm not, I disagree with anyone who says that it is. Track 5, All the Pretty Things. So this one's got, of the five I've talked about so far, I don't think it has as much energy as Strong Enough to Save, but it's probably got more. Next to that, probably the most energy out of any of the other songs on the album. It's I do like this one. It's got a, I don't want to say, it's not a full blown rock kind of beat, but it's that typical 10th Avenue North kind of a pop rock kind of style. It's got a few quiet, and a few quiet sections to help the balance out, which is nice. And I notice, again, that's another thing throughout a lot of these, that the songs seem to be really well balanced, almost a little too balanced so far. As for this song in particular, as far as I can tell, the singer's being distracted from his relationship with God, or just from God in general, by other things in this world, and is asking for help. And I do like this song for what it is, but again, just like The Truth Is Who You Are, I don't think this one really stands out in any kind of particular way. And I like the song, but I don't get as much out of it as I feel like I really should be getting out of it. I think there are other songs that really, I guess, do a better job in trying to get this message across. In fact, I think there's arguably even another song later on this album that I think would classify as one of those that tells this one a little bit better. But again, it's okay. So, track 6, Any Other Way. Again, the music is really simple. There's no real good way to describe a lot of 10th Avenue North's music. A lot of it's really simple and peaceful and nice and everything, which is it's good. It's their sound. It's very nice to listen to. It's just hard to describe sometimes. I will say about Any Other Way, though, there is a build in the bridge, so that kind of helps it from being just a, for lack of a better word, boring type of a song. This song, I'm assuming, is from the point of view of Jesus, speaking to whoever's listening and trying to get people to open up to him about their hurt and pain. And I think it's more likely Jesus, but it could possibly be just a random person who's offering up his counseling services or something like that. But it's more than likely Jesus. I'd be surprised, honestly, if it wasn't. And again, a really good song. It just, it's just kind of, it's not good, it's not bad, it's just meh. The middle portion of this album, I think, is, if I had to pick, probably the weakest. However, track 7, On and On, this one, again, is a quiet sound. It's a little bit more acoustic, I think. This one is definitely from the point of view of Jesus, and it's addressing his love for us and what I believe his invitation to us to be with him. It's not, the idea of his invitation is not really embellished in the song. However, I think it's implied through one of the lyrics in the chorus, which is "Come love, take my hand." To me, that's an invitation to come and be with him. On paper, On and On is a song that I should be classifying like Any Other Way, or a couple of the other ones I've looked at so far. But surprisingly enough, this one actually, even I don't think this is the best one on the album. However, it will end up being in my recommendations because for whatever reason, this song sticks with me. And I think a song that sticks with you, that you can remember, is a song that's worth recommending, I think. What it is about it that sticks with me, I honestly can't tell you, but it's just something. There's just something in the chorus that really I don't know, that I guess is just easy to remember, or really is really nothing that stands out. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things, I guess, that can't be explained. But I mean, I do like it. Every now and then I'll find myself singing it at work. So, take for that what it is. It's good though. It is really a good song. Track 8 is Heart Safe, also in parentheses, a better way. This one is a little bit faster, but still acoustic. I don't think this is an official music genre, but I would almost classify this as like a campfire song. Like, this just sounds to me like a song you would sing around a campfire. Basically, this one centers around two friends who have spent their lives sheltering their hearts, which are apparently pretty fragile. But one of them has either finds Jesus in the song or has found Jesus, and he's praying for the other one to know him too. Really, in this one, there's just not much of a chorus here, and I really there's these notes that Mike hits that are like really high, and I don't like them. I don't think they mesh well with the song. It makes for a fairly okay song to goes from being that to just like when it gets to those parts that you just almost cover your ears. At least I do, and that's never a good thing. Next, track 9, I believe, is House of Mirrors. This one I kind of don't know really how to describe it. It's I guess you could call it a little bit bouncy. Actually, no, I don't know if bouncy is the right word. It is a little bit energetic though. Not quite as energetic as, Strong Enough to Save or All the Pretty Things, but it is got some energy to it. And this one basically uses this analogy of mirrors to describe people who are focused on themselves and not Jesus. And the funny thing about it is they're focused on themselves while trying, they're trying to fix their imperfections, but they're doing it on their own merit basically, and they're being distracted by everything that by these mirrors. In other words, they're more. I guess they're more. They're more focused on themselves. I've said it already. So it's nice. And when you get to the chorus, and when Mike's trying to encourage everybody to let's throw down our mirrors, let's shatter them and everything. The first time I listened to this, I didn't really get this way, but I. Just listening to it again before I recorded this, you actually kind of feel like a little bit of excitement in you. Like, yeah, let's throw him down. You get a little bit of excited. It's like, yeah, forget what the mirrors are saying about us. We can't fix ourselves. Only Jesus can fix us. So let's do something that's going to work for a change. You know what I mean? That's probably a complete butchering of how I feel about it, but I mean, in other words, I guess my point is I get a little bit more excited now when I hear the chorus. I think it's a little bit better than I originally gave it credit for. Track 10 is Empty My Hands. This one is kind of a slower song, but I think the dynamics and the energy kind of build a little bit more over the song. And in this one, the singer is being harassed by voices, and he is kind of failing in his walk. And really, the whole chorus is a plea for God to intervene. I'm not going to be able to do much justice in describing this one, I think, but I would say this one's probably one of the more underrated ones of the album. And best thing I can advise for all of you to do is, just to check it out for yourselves. Track 11, and this is the final one on the album, is Oh My Dear. And this one is, it's only piano and guitar. And I think maybe by the end it's joined with some light percussion. The sound in my opinion, just from what I can tell, it almost sounds like the drummer's using brushes to make that that light sound, but still it's still kind of full, almost sort of warm, but it really helps set the mood. That's what. So it sounds to me like he's using brushes. Basically, this one's a narrative of this guy going to a friend's house. I am pretty sure it's female, a female friend, like everyone. Like there's some kind of sort of subtle clues in the song that it seems to be a female friend that he's going to go talk to. But it doesn't necessarily have to be, but signs just kind of point that way. Anyway, so he's going over to this friend's house. It's like in the middle of the night or something, and he's going because his friends asked him to, and his friend starts confessing things to him, things that are really incriminating, embarrassing. Kind of things, it's like on as far as the friend who was confessing goes, this is the kind of thing like they're pretty nervous about, is this person going to be my friend anymore after they know this stuff about me. But he shows a lot of grace in his response and how he treats her after that. And I don't think that the guy going to the house is Jesus. I don't think that's who it is. I think it's just supposed to be like a you and me situation or something like that. He definitely, I think his response is definitely Christ-like. So in that regard, it serves as I guess, example for us. It's kind of an odd song just because it's like a narrative being put to lyrics, and sometimes those can make for some really odd transitions and everything. But it's still a nice song. It's not one of my favorites, but it's in its own way kind of refreshing. So take from that what you will. So that's all the tracks. So what we have here is an album that seems to follow up the band's established sound, and I think it continues it really well. The mixing's pretty good on this. I don't have any real problems with the structure or anything. It's just I'm gonna be generous, and I'm gonna give this one a 3.8 out of 5. The album's not bland, but I don't feel like it really adds that much. There's really not the lady who wrote the review for JesusFreakHideout.com, which is an excellent music review site. I would recommend that for some more depth about this album. It's a very good review that she wrote, and I would agree with her when she said that there's just not much variety. What we get is really solid. It's a good build on 10th Avenue North sound, but while it's not really overly impressive for 10th Avenue North as the band, this album rather is better than a lot of other albums out there that are of a similar genre or similar style and everything. So by comparison, this album, like I said, is probably going to be a little bit better than that. But just as far as 10th Avenue North, what they've released and everything, it's not. It's good, but not overly impressive. It's just okay. And I know personally that there are more good singles from 10th Avenue North I haven't reviewed yet, so hopefully their full albums will get better with that. I hope so, because I think 10th Avenue North, I've seen them in person. I think they're a good band, not great kind of band, but I think they're good, and I think they have potential to be better than what they are. My favorites on this album are Strong Enough to Save and You Are More. And I need to explain really quick, though, about You Are More. I think I do like this song. I think its connection, as I alluded to earlier, to By Your Side hurts the song. And I say that because it almost sounds too similar to it to be considered anything than a safe song. It's a good, it's a good song, very good message, but it sounds so similar to By Your Side that it's like, I I speculate that maybe they put this song in the album and wrote it the way they did because By Your Side was such a success that, this was kind of like their safety net, so to speak. It's like if the other songs on the album flop, at least we have this that we can maybe build some success off of. And that, to me, it hurts you or more, and it kind of, I don't want to say it hurts the integrity of the album or of the band or anything, but it seems kind of cheap in a sense. I don't want to sound too harsh about it, but I'm not thinking of a better word right now. So aside from those, I also recommend, like I said earlier, On and On, even though On and On really is not the best song on the album. For some reason, it just sticks with me, and so check it out. Maybe you'll maybe you'll discover the reason why, and you can tell me something. On and On, I recommend Empty My Hands, and just because of my going back and listening to it right before recording this review, I'll go ahead and say House of Mirrors. House of Mirrors, I'll put that border, put like right on the border between a second and third tier recommendation. But go ahead and check those out. And Empty My Hands, like I said earlier, I think should have gotten a little bit more credit. I think that was probably more of a single worthy than The Truth Is Who You Are. But that's just one guy's opinion. Anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for the review of this album. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me go ahead and take this opportunity to go ahead and let you guys. I want to have this channel be a little bit more inclusive of the subscribers. I have ideas for things that I want to review and things that I want to cover, but I don't want it to be just necessarily something that is all what I do. So, in other words, I guess. What I'm inviting everyone who is subscribed and everyone who listens to this, if you've got an album or an artist that you want me to review, go ahead and give me some recommendations. And it's not that I'm out of ideas or anything. I've got plenty of artists to go through. But if you have one in particular that you want me to get to, I might be willing to move some things around and go ahead and take a look at it, or maybe, bump it up the schedule at the very least. If you've got a song that you would like to see me do a drum cover of, I can try to do that. My drum covers, I'm my situation with both my job and my cousin's job, because my cousin and I live in the same house. The situation changes and everything. From how often I can do recordings of drum covers, but I'll continue to do the best I can to try to put those out. But again, though, if you've got a song that you like to see me do, please recommend it, and I'll take a listen to it and see if that's something that I'd like to do. And if it's not something that I don't think I would like to do, I'll be more than happy to respond back to you and explain why. But otherwise, maybe I can work something out. But the whole point is, I just want, I want the fan. Not a fan base, because I don't have any fans. But I want the listener base to be able to contribute to the channel. So that's really what I'm going for. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening. Again, I hope you enjoyed the review. The next review I'm going to do for sure is Unspoken's recently released album. I believe it's Follow Through. Oh God, I feel bad. I feel bad now that I'm not remembering the name of the thing. I'm pretty sure it's Follow Through. Anyway, they just released it earlier this year or last year, something like that, and I've got everything written out for that, and that's going to be the next review that I do. So stay tuned for that. Otherwise, may the Lord bless you and keep you, and as always, take care.